just in somebody mentioned salvation or the doctrines of grace, or you say, oh yeah, I know that is the Bible. I know where to turn that up. I'm going to look for that in the Bible. No. Well, you know it's supposed to be, isn't it? Did you not? The life of Christ. Supposed to be in me. Christ is in us. That's the mystery, Colossians 1:27. Christ in us, the hope of glory. That's the one who's going to heaven. Our fleshy thoughts, our fleshy ideas, all the things in this world are going to come to nothing. For people with all the knowledge in the world will not do them any good. Unless they've got a revelation of Jesus Christ in their heart. That's the treasure that the Bible speaks of. Proverbs says, I will fill their treasure. I can give you the exact what it is. I've looked at it that many times. Proverbs chapter 8. And I'll read this for you. You know, the world speaks about having the treasures of the things of this world. It speaks about maybe having the enchantments of this world, money, possessions, whatever it might be. It says in verse 20 of Proverbs 8, I lead in the way of righteousness, in the midst of the paths of judgment, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and I will fill their treasures. That's what heaven does. That's what wisdom does. She fills your heart with glory. Not just the glory of this world, not the glory of this world, the glory of the world to come. That's treasure. That's real treasure. It also speaks about in verse 35 of Proverbs 8. Whoso findeth me findeth life. That's my subject today, life. Whoso findeth me findeth life. Look at all the billionaires in this world today. There's many of them. Billionaires. They'd love to find the secret of life. You know something? If you're a child of God today, you've got him. His name is Jesus Christ. If you say that to these people, they'll laugh at you. They'll say, what? Jesus Christ? That's not the life I'm looking for. There's a totally different life. God had to reveal that life to us. He's on to say as well in Hebrews 8:34, blessed is the man that heareth me, this is wisdom, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. You know, didn't you read these scriptures? Tell me something. When you open the Word of God, do you sit and say, I'm ready, wisdom. I'm ready, I'm door. Speak to me. I'm waiting at the door. What does it say? Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates. You know, so you know yourself, we've all been there. You've got to open the Word of God, and the Word of God just seems like a dead letter. And it's nothing like this here. Sometimes it's nothing like this. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily by gate, waiting at the posts of my doors. Whoso findeth me, findeth life. Hallelujah. That's Christianity. But we're excited. Look what it says. And shall obtain favour of the Lord. Brothers and sisters, that's what we are today. We've been favoured by God. Just want to look at this quickly, these 4 points on life today. Light, image, firstborn, and endure. You know, you might say, well, that's true, Robert. Your last point seems relevant for me, because it just seems to be, I'm just enduring this life. I'm just going through this life. No, that's not the point. We've not just to endure. The victory is in Christ, brothers and sisters. It's a life right in this world. But when you start to talk about it, guess what? You start to feel it. You start to feel it. You start to feel it inside you. Because it's the life of Christ that's inside you. It's not your own life, your earthly life. It's the life that belongs to Him. It's the supernatural life that God put in you the day you were born again. Born from above. Let's look at these first 4 points. Hell for light. You know that Jesus said, John chapter 8, verse 12. John 8, and verse 12. Then spake Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. The light of life. If you've got that life operating in you today, and you're walking in that path with Jesus, Jesus says you'll not walk in darkness, but you'll have the light of life. You'll have that supernatural life operating within you. Because to walk with Jesus, you need to have another life. You can't walk with Jesus and in your natural life. Whenever we start to walk in our natural life, we're going this way and Jesus is going that way. That's why I mentioned so many times to you in the Old Testament when Israel saw it, when God was telling them, I want you to, only took 11 days to get to the Canaan land. 11 days. Yes, why was that? Because God wanted them to get there as quick as possible. He didn't want them to wander about. He wanted to get them right to the promised land as soon as possible. And they took the straightest route. That's why He took them through the Red Sea. And God took them the straightest possible way because He wanted to get them into the promised land as soon as possible. And then when He brought them to the boundary, they wouldn't enter in because they were scared. They were scared about the giants. They were scared about the unpredictability of the enemy. And how were they going to overcome these armies? And yet God promised them, I'll be with you. I'll send my angel before you. I'll be with you. I'll deliver you. After all, I promised you this. And if I promised you, I'll bring you into it. Didn't believe it. Many times we don't enter into things that God has promised us because we don't believe God's able to do it. The brothers and sisters, that's why Jesus came. After Israel being unable to fulfill the purpose that God had brought them out of Egypt for and planned for them, that's why Jesus came. Because He says, these people can't do this themselves. I'm going to come and do it for them. So that when I die and rise again, as John said this morning in John chapter 16, it's expedient for me that I go away. Because unless I go away, you can't receive this Spirit, the Holy Spirit, Spirit of truth. Because it would be through the receiving of the Holy Spirit in their life that now they would be able to go through the difficulties, go through all the things, because now they've got Christ living inside them through the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. And that was the problem in the Old Testament. Many of the saints didn't know the reality of these things. Some of them did. There was Caleb and Joshua in these situations who knew what the Bible said. But Caleb had another spirit. How many of you tonight know that, I know that as John said this morning, the Holy Spirit will never leave you. But how many of you tonight know the presence of the Holy Spirit in your life, guiding you and leading you in your life? John said this morning, we can grieve the Holy Spirit. We can grieve the Spirit, and the Spirit will still be with us, but He will be watching, as it were, from a distance. Because we displeased Him, because we've been disobedient, He says, right, okay. And He sits back and He just watches to see what we're going to do. Because we don't take His leading and His guidance, He says, right, okay. And then all of a sudden something might happen to us. And guess what? The Holy Spirit will step in and help us. The Holy Spirit will step in different circumstances in our life because He knows it's a time of crisis. The Holy Spirit will come in and help you. But to have the Holy Spirit with you, walking, leading you, guiding you, we have to be obedient to the Holy Spirit. That's what the gospel is all about. This life that I'm speaking about today is all a life that can be led through the Holy Spirit. You can't do it. If you be led of the Spirit, you're not under the law. Galatians 5:18 says. So we've not to walk in the flesh tonight, we have to walk in the Spirit. And we're walking in the Spirit, we're doing the very things that God wants us to do. But let's look at this first point. Light, John 1:1, Jesus said, I am, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, without Him was there anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. You know, this passage of scripture up here, so for many of you are not familiar with it, when Jesus Christ came into this world, that's why the pastor put this verse up here. I remember, because I made this, I put this bit of plywood and these bits of meat together, and I remember a brother who wrote this text on the board. The pastor put that up there, you know what to do? To remind us. To remind every time we walk into this church, to remind us of the truth. That Jesus Christ is the root and the offspring of David, the bright morning star. The truth of sonship is on that board. He's the morning star, the light who came into this world, the light of sonship. They illuminated the dark hearts of men and women, illuminated my heart, illuminated your heart, if you're a child of God. The pastor did that deliberately. You know why? Because the pastor wanted this to be a sonship church. From the very off, you know, the pastor didn't know why he called this church Zion. But later on, the Holy Spirit would start to show that what does Zion in the scriptures mean? You look back in the Old Testament, 2 Samuel speaks about David's stronghold, Zion. You'll see it in other places in the scriptures. It speaks about the salvation of God would come out of Zion. There's many different scriptures. I think that's Isaiah 59, is it? There's different scriptures. You'll see this whole idea of Zion. Why? Because Zion was the hope of the people of God. Why? Because Zion in the Bible represents the place where everything would come together and be revealed and be brought together in one, in the Lord Jesus Christ. It wasn't fulfilled in the Old Testament, but it was fulfilled in the Lord Jesus Christ, because the Word of God tells us. I'll just read this to you. It's in Isaiah chapter 2. So this Zion I'm talking about isn't the Pomodee. We're just a type of that. This Zion I'm talking about is Jerusalem above. This is Isaiah chapter 2. Verse 2, it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established at the top of the mountains. It shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. And you know something? See, if this is going to be a microcosm of the great heavenly Zion, guess what? All nations will flow into this. People from all different backgrounds, all different nationalities, guess what? This is a microcosm of that, of the biblical Zion. That's what happened. And you know what? God raised up the pastor's ministry to establish a Zion right here in Pomodee in Glasgow. You might not think that's anything great today, but if you understand what Zion is, you realise that's something amazing. That God established that. That God established all the truth concerned with Zion. Brought out all the truths of the doctrines of grace, the mystery, the one mystery of sonship. All of that was all what? All brought to a completion under the ministry of a lay pastor. Why? Because it would be a reflection of the true Zion above. This Zion that's prophesied in Isaiah chapter 2. And all nations shall flow into it, and many people shall go and say, come, let us go up to the mount of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And it also speaks about in other passages, Jesus mentions it as well. They'll all be taught of the Lord. I don't know if he is. See, since I came time, I've been taught of the Lord. That's the testimony of those who've been in here and sat under the ministry. We're being taught of God. And you know what? We're still being taught of God. You might not like that. Oh, come on, Robert, we've not got anointed preaching. You're still being taught God. I don't know about you, but I'm still being taught God. You might laugh at that and say, oh, God's never stopped teaching me. Never at any time has God stopped teaching me His word. Yes, the pastor laid a foundation. Yes, he laid it all. Showed me what it meant. Showed me the truth of His word. Can you say that tonight? Do you know the truth? Do you know the whole counsel of God? You know what? See, you sat in this church for 20 years. You should know the whole counsel of God. 25 years, 10 years. I sat under the pastor's ministry for 12 years. And guess what? Pastor laid a foundation of the counsel of God. I didn't fully understand it all. Guess what? Till after he died. I didn't fully understand it all. Till after he died. And then, bit by bit, the Holy Spirit would then bring it all back to me and show me and open it all up. It's amazing that the word of God is so true. It says a prophet is not without honour except in his own country. It's amazing. You can sit under a ministry sent from God and after year after year after year and not understand it. And only when you start to, as it were, have to apply it to yourself. But you to do the study, you to do the prayer, you to do that. Then all of a sudden the Holy Spirit starts to take it. It starts to make it a reality to you. You see, the pastor was here to show us what this was all about, what the Christian life was all about, and God's purpose for us here on earth. To show and reveal the glory of God in the image of Jesus Christ in our lives. Christ-like people. Who, as we heard this morning from John, got that love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, meekness, temperance, all these things, the fruit of the Spirit. But it's sad to say we didn't always produce these things. And tonight, you know something? There's always a new beginning with God. And God still wants to let us have that life. The life that He came to give us. Yes, we've got a beautiful life waiting for us in heaven when we get home. But I don't know where I'm going to go. Neither do you. You see, this side of eternity, we have to show people Christ-likeness. We have to show people that we know the Lord. You know what? It's not just doctrine. People look at you and say, that's a nice person. Don't say that to you. We'll see what we say to somebody else. That's a nice sister, that's a lovely brother, that's a nice person. Something different about them. They don't react like other people do. They don't fly off the handle, they don't say things like other people do. There's something different about them. That's what Christianity is all about. It wants to see there's something different about it. You know what? Seeing with the background of that world today, that wants to see something different about us. And we're not cheats, we're not fraudsters, we're not backbiting, we're not doing this, we're not doing all the things that the world are doing today. But we're here to show that there's a God. And if we love each other with the love of Christ. And if we love our enemies, if we love those who despitefully use us at times. Because it's love that will take us through these things. And Jesus came to reveal all this. And you know, when Jesus came into the world, He came to bring that light, that heavenly light, that was hidden in Christ. And Paul says in Ephesians chapter 3, Paul says in chapter 3, I'll just read this for you, verse 8, unto me who am less than the least of all saints, is this grace given that I should preach among the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Christ, and to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery. Look at this. Which from the beginning of the world hath been hid in God, who created all things by Jesus Christ. So that which was hidden in God, right, was a mystery, and yet to be revealed. Began to be revealed in the Old Testament, only in times and shadows. But the Apostle Paul came on the scene, he started to reveal that which had been hidden in Christ. Hidden in God from the foundation of the world, which was Christ. The manifestation and the revelation of the Lord Jesus Christ Himself. And He came to reveal that life to us. You know, the Word of God tells us that, I'll read this from Revelation chapter I'll read it from Revelation chapter 12. Sorry, Revelation 13. This is verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth, this is to do with the Antichrist. I'll read it from verse 6. This is the Antichrist, opposing the church of Christ, opposing the people of God. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him, that's the devil, and he's the Antichrist, over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. There you go. This world one day is going to bow down and worship the Antichrist. You know who's not going to do that? All those whose names are written in the Lamb's book of life. And God, in sending the Lord Jesus Christ, came to reveal the love that he had for us, that this world being under the power of Satan, under the kingdom of darkness. He gave his Son, the Lord Jesus Christ. He would come as the light of the world to reveal what? The light that was hid in God before the foundation of the world. What was that light that was hid in God? God did never reveal his deity to me. I'm just a man. What was the mystery that was hid in God? Sonship. Before the foundation of the world. That's what was hid in God, was the light of sonship, which is on that board. Hurry above the pulpit. I'll just quickly. Oh, please. When you start to speak about these things, please touched on. That's what happens. Anyway, I do tend to find that, what I'm better to do is just come up with one phrase, one passage of scripture. And you know what? You can preach on it, no problem. Because the word of God is so full. It's so full. You can just never exhaust it. Jesus came to reveal that light. The light of God's love for you and me. When he chose us in Christ before the foundation of the world. That light, if you're a child of God, guess what? Pierce straight into your heart, Jack. Pierce straight into your heart, sister, brother. Pierce straight into your heart the day you heard the gospel. You didn't fully understand it. You know you did. You knew God loved you. You knew but you didn't know that which was hidden in God before the foundation of the world and now penetrated your heart. All you knew was, God's love just touched my heart. And I don't know, I can't explain it all. But later on, you would get to the Word of God and the Holy Spirit would help you to understand what actually fact had happened to you. Because when revelation comes to you, when the revelation of Christ comes to you, it doesn't always come that you know everything. What it does do is, it shows you what you need to know. It reveals to you what you need to know to be saved. And that is that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. And that Jesus Christ not only is the Son of God, but He's God as well. Because it was God who came into this world. Emmanuel, God with us. And that's in that, because He's the root. That word for root, that means He's the very one where David came from. He's the root of David. He's David's God. But He's also His offspring. And people try to explain these things, and they get themselves all fangled up. And then they start to reveal things that they do believe, and then they can't, and they go back on it. And there's not many different things people get involved in. Oh, I just thank God today. You do the truth, brothers and sisters. God sent His Son into this world to seek and to save that which was lost. That was lost. But hallelujah. You know something? You've got wisdom that's there, the wisdom of this world. Because of that light that's shone into our hearts. You know, the Bible goes on to say that light is a light above the light of the midday sun. It's not the wisdom of this world, it's the wisdom of heaven. You know, I've often mentioned these letters up here. That in the Greek it just means tetragrammaton. Basically it means tetra is 4 and grammaton is letters. 4 letters. That's what that Hebrew name is at the top of this scripture up here. It means tetragrammaton, 4 letters. It's very simple. It's nothing too hard to understand. 4 letters. And those 4 letters, brothers and sisters, are I'll just look at them briefly, just as the time we've got. You know, as I said, that which was hidden in God before the foundation of the world is now revealed through Jesus Christ. It says in Revelation chapter 5, and I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within, and on the back sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who's worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof, and no man in heaven, nor on earth, nor under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much because what? No man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saith unto me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, there you are. That's there in that scripture. The root of David, he had prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. You know, I don't know what those 7 seals are, but you know what those 7 seals represent? The 7 seals over your eternal destiny. You know that? Is that book there in the right hand of God, the book of life, the Lamb's book of life? And in that book were 7 seals. And in that book, that tells me there's 7 seals associated with your life, your eternal life in Jesus Christ. And it says, and behold, and lo, in the midst of the throne of the 4 beasts, in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, and the 4 beasts and 20 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odours, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. Thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to God by thy blood, out of every nation, of every tongue, people, and nation, has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. I was speaking about the chosen people of God, whose names were written in the Lamb's book of life. Those 7 seals on that book, nobody can open it but the Lord Jesus Christ himself. And you know something? God's opening these seals and revealing these things to us. Why? Because it's the book of life. It's the book of life. And the first seal Jesus opened was the year name was written in the book of life. That's the first seal. When the first seal was opened, you knew God had revealed to you you were a child of God. And by God's grace, you were chosen in Christ before the foundation of the world. That's just one seal. I don't even, I've not actually, I just know. I know as I'm looking at these, I've not got time to look at these things tonight. But there's seals, 7 seals upon your life that have yet to be revealed to you. Because your names were written in the Lamb's book of life before the foundation of the world. Quickly, the image. You know, when God chose us, he chose us to be conformed to the image of his Son, the Lord Jesus Christ. You get that in Romans chapter 8, verse 29. For whom God did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified. God predestinated us to be conformed to the image of his Son. What's the image of his Son? Firstborn sonship. Which to be conformed to the image of firstborn sonship. You know, I've mentioned this before, and I know that you are familiar with these things. The Holy Spirit, I'm sure, revealed certain things to you about it. That name up there. That I mentioned before to you that this little letter at the end here is the yod. As you know, our pastor used to bring that out quite a lot. and it's got numerical value of 10. And the way the Holy Spirit showed it to me was that it was the law. The law had to be fulfilled. The law of God had been broken and it had to be fulfilled. And there's only one who can do that, the Lord Jesus Christ himself. That's why it says here, who is worthy to open the book and to release the seals thereof. No man was found worthy, but the Lord Jesus himself. The root, the line of the tribe of Judah, the root of David had prevailed to open the book and to loose the seals thereof. And that's what happened when Jesus was able to take the book out of the right hand of him who sat on the throne. He was then able to open that book and confirm that he alone had the authority and power to do that, because he had satisfied the law. Because if you know that in Hebrew, it's like that. It's like a closed hand. It was closed. Nobody can take it until the Lord Jesus Christ ascended up on high. Now he was able to take and open and to release that, to release your eternal destiny that was hidden in God before the foundation of the world. Then you'll know the second point. When we are conformed to the image of his Son, we've got to be born again. And that second letter speaks of your rebirth. I mentioned this before a couple of times. When you are born again, God's purpose was to conform you to his image. Now, how's he going to do that? See, this world is image conscious. Everything in this world is to do with what people's perspective and what image they project, what image they would like to have. You know something? We be conformed to a heavenly image tonight through the Lord Jesus Christ. Not an image this world likes, but a heavenly image. And when you tell them you're born again, oh, born again is that funny? It's not a Christian thing. It's not an image this world likes to talk about. They don't know what it means. It's not even an image that Christendom likes to talk about. They don't know what it means either. You know what? God knows what it means. Because it's him that thought it all up and worked it all out. You know, that's what happened to Jacob when God saved him. Jacob had to be born again. Jacob had to be made what? The firstborn son over Esau. Esau was the firstborn son. But Jacob had to be made to be conformed to the image through being born again. He was taken from being the second son to the first son. And that's what happened to you and me. That's what happened to you and me spiritually. Who were the first sons? Who were the first sons? Who were the first sons as far as God was concerned? Exodus 4:22. Let my son go. Israel and Egypt. You know something? We have now replaced that children. We, the true Israel of God, have now replaced that children. We are now the firstborn sons of God, conformed to the image of Jesus Christ. Oh, there was many true believers in the people of God. There was Moses, different people, and Abraham before that. There was many people in the Old Testament who were true children of God, who were part of the Israel of God. But generally speaking, most of that natural concept, as it were, didn't know the Lord. There was only those who were chosen in Christ who knew the Lord and were part of the true Israel of God. That's a natural Israel concept, but there's a true spiritual Israel concept that superseded anything natural, of which we're part of. And and to be part of that, you had to be born again. And that opening at the top there, that opening in the hay, that hay, it's like an H, well, it's like an upside down view with a hole at the top. And that's in the numerical value of 5. 5 is the number of grace. But on the right hand side here, you'll see there's an opening in it. Because how were you born again? It took right hand power to save you. Supernatural power. It took right hand power. What does it say here? And I saw the right hand of him that sat on the throne. You see, there's nothing natural about your birth. You've been born again. It's supernatural. And the reason it's the right hand side is because it's right hand supernatural power. And that's an air hole. I've mentioned it to you before. It means an air hole. An air hole. I mentioned it to you before. What did I say? What was the first thing you did when you were born? And you came out of your mommy's tummy? What did you do? You went, yeah, started bubbling. Even the baby breathes the first time. What do they do? See, they just start greeting the spark. You bubble start. So they can get his lungs moving. Get any fluid out his lungs. And you know what? See, the day I was born again, that's what happened. I breathed. Do I breathe? The Holy Ghost. That was born again. Didn't just breathe in the air up Eastern Bride or wherever I was born. I breathed the Holy Ghost that was born again. Because you know what? When we get to heaven, what are we going to breathe? We're going to breathe the breath of God. We're going to breathe His breath. We're going to be one with the Holy Spirit with Him in sonship. So you've got to be born again, you've got to breathe spiritually. And then the next point quickly is our firstborn sonship. You know, when sons are born from Jerusalem above, they don't belong to this world. That middle letter there, in the Hebrew it means a nail, or that which fastens together, that which holds or links. And that's where you and me have got to really apply these things to our life. And got to really say, Lord, if I'm risen with Christ, I want to know the full experience of what it is to sit in heavenly places with Christ. Because see that middle letter there, quickly, I've got 2 minutes. That is which links heaven and earth. The ladder that Jacob saw get up to heaven, remember, in Genesis 28 is reference to that middle letter, because that's all part of Jacob's growth. Jacob goes out after he gets this firstborn blessing from Isaac. Remember, that he's made the firstborn son. Guess what? He dreams that he sees a ladder going up to heaven. And I've remember the Lord showing me that before. I was looking at DNA. I haven't been doing the DNA on the web, and it was, you know what it showed? The double helix, the ladder of the DNA. The Lord says, that's a spiritual ladder, that's a spiritual ladder that you have to climb. That's what links heaven and earth. And the angels of God never are ascending and descending upon it. They're ministering spirits to the heirs of salvation. And they'll help you. They have to come and help us. They have to come and minister to us and help us to ascend that ladder. What did Jesus say? Remember what Jesus said to the church that we always hear? I mean, what do these things mean? Remember he says you're neither cold or hot. I wish they were cold or hot. Remember, he goes on to say, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice, open the door. Guess what? I will come into him and will sup with them and he with me. You see, we've got to get ourselves off the ground, as it were. We've got to get ourselves up that ladder. Because your victory, my victory, is not at the bottom of the ladder. Our victory is to ascend that ladder and to sit with Christ in the heavenly places. And you know what you'll do when you do that? You'll bring a joy, you'll bring a life right out of that world down into this world. That's what the ladder's for. It's for every child of God. It's for every single child, born again child of God. It's not for some few select people. It's for people at the end of the day who love the Lord. They want to have their life with God, that Jesus Christ died to give them, even this side of eternity. What happens when you got a ladder? You know what happens when I got a ladder in my house? Usually because I need to go to the toilet, I need to go to my bed, because I'm tired. You see, when you go up the ladder in Ephesians, it says you're going up there to sit. You know what you're doing when you're sitting? You're sitting with the Lord Jesus, and Jesus is saying, there you go. Look what I've done now. Wait, were you worried about that situation? Are you worried now? No, I'm not worried now. Because I'm looking at it from your position. And you've been given all power and authority in heaven. And I'm not worried about that now. Because I'm sitting with you. And your glory is affecting me. Your power is ministering to me. And I feel my spirit increasing and rising and rising. And now I know that I'm an overcomer through Jesus Christ. And these are all things that the pastor preached for years and years and years in Zion Baptist Church. And then we catch on to these things. Then we really get a hold of these things. And just on finishing, yeah, that's the ladder. That's the ladder that links heaven and earth. Jesus is called the Son of Man. Remember he says in John chapter 1 and verse 51 to Nathaniel, not many days you will see the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. Remember? Because he is that ladder. He's the one who links heaven and earth. He's the one who came to give us this life, this supernatural life right out of this world. And he's the one that can take us up that ladder. He's the one that can take us up and let us feel that life that he has. See, the scriptures are full of people at times. Just Stephen touched that life. The Apostle Paul lived that life. Saints of God have lived that life through history. You know what? It's for us. And last of all, I'll just touch briefly on that last point there. Is when your life is now changed, there's no going back. You've now, just like Jacob, you've come to the end of your natural life. There's no turning back. Remember the Apostle Paul says, I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. The life I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. And you know, that's the life, or that's what happened to Jacob back in Genesis 32. You know that? You know, the Bible is very clear. It says, no man shall see me and live. Correct? Well, how is it that Jacob said here, with his encounter with the angel? In Genesis 32, verse 24, right through, I don't have time to look at it all, but you can read it here in your own time. Jacob said in verse 30, and Jacob called the name of the place where he wrestled with God, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Why? Why was he able to see, as it were, God face to face? You see, maybe you're living a Christian life right now, maybe your experience of your Christian life is that you're not seeing much of the face of God, or you're not seeing much of God as much as you'd like to see or like to know. Why is that? Because you're not letting the Word of God conform you to the image of Christ. Because see, as you allow the Word of God to conform you, to change you, and to mold you and shape you as the way God wants, then God can reveal himself more and more to you. That's the way it works. Is that there, as you know, the last letter there, the A, is what? It's the completion of the image. From then on, it says that God touched him in the hollow of his thigh. Remember? And he says he walked a different walk now. He never walked the same again. And that's what God wants for us. He wants the Word of God to take you, to remove the flesh from us, so that we'll never walk the same again, because we're walking with God. Remember the man, you know, he walked with God and he was not, but God took him. Well, that's why Jesus came, so that we can walk with God, and we can please God, be conformed to the image of his Son, the Lord Jesus Christ. You know what? That's the life that Jesus Christ came to give us. That's the life. I don't know about you, but I'll tell you something. I want you to pray for me that I'll get it, and I'll pray for you that you'll get it. And we'll pray for each other that we'll all get it. It's not a case of, well, that brother's got it, that sister's got it, but we've not got it. It's not about that. See, in Christ Jesus, every child is a firstborn son of God. None is greater and none is lesser. They're all the same. They're all joint heirs in Jesus Christ. Don't let anybody tell you when somebody comes in and oh, that's a special person. They must be they must be special. There's something special about them or whatever. We're all saved by grace. The special thing is we know Jesus. The special thing is God is conforming us to Him in His image. And some of us might look a bit more, less worldly than us. It's just how God's working in us. It's just how people are allowing God to work in them, to crucify their flesh, and to make them more Christ-like. It's not that it's just that they've said, I can't do this, Lord. I've been trying, I'm trying. I just can't do it. God says, good. Because you can't do it. Only I can do it. But you let Him do it. You know, often, it's amazing. You see all these things in the world at times. People doing all these different things. You ever see that program in the telly, Britain's Got Talent? You ever seen that? Britain's Got Talent? You see these people doing their acrobatics and doing that. You know something? There's nothing more beautiful in this world just to see nature at work. How did the lilies grow? Sister mentioned it. How did the lilies grow? You look at these trees. I was sitting in the garden the other week there, it was quite nice. I was just looking at the trees blowing in the wind. And I was thinking to myself, Lord, I didn't see those trees working hard at doing anything or trying to be anything other than just be a tree. You know, they don't look as though they're distressed, they're just there, they'll let the wind blow the trees. Obviously the roots have been down in the ground before the winter and all that, but they're just there. And you know what? They're now bringing forth all these beautiful fruits. But you know what? That's what God wants us to be like. What does the Bible say? You should be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, which bringeth forth his fruit in this season. His leaf shall not fade, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Who's that? Those that meditate on God's word and pray, that believe God's word. That's all God asks us to do. Just be like a tree. You don't see trees rushing about anywhere, do you? Getting all caught up, worrying about this and worrying about that. The one who created it knows what they need. And you know what? God knows what we need today. We've just got to trust Him. The believer for every situation of our life. And guess what? You'll be amazed how you'll grow. If you trust the Lord with all your heart. Then these things will be blessed to you. In Jesus' name. Let's say in conclusion 1541. There is a higher throne than all this world has known. You know, I was looking at the wee kids, the wee boy, the wee George, the other wee boy Isaac. I was sitting in the back, I was just looking at them. You know, you can just sit and watch kids. It's just how they're not aware of anything. You know, they're not aware of you watching them, they're not aware of, they're just so natural. You know what? That's what God wants us to be. What's our life to just be so natural? Not worked at, not spent on. Just say, Lord, you're in control of my life. I trust you. Let your spirit flow through me. And just let me be what you want me to be. Not to fret or worry. Just Holy Spirit, you saved me. You knew my life before it ever began. Just let you do your perfect work through me. It's so beautiful when you see that. Let's sing this 1541. There is a higher throne.